challenges to the future are enormous. I mean, they're just, you can almost write 20 books on the challenges. The opportunities, probably just as many.
Much of the rail network is full, up to capacity, and it's not just in the south of the country, as has been driven by the need for HS2.
We are in a period of unprecedented investment in the railways. Some are saying it's more investment now than there has been since Victorian times.
It's a very exciting time for rail. All the three main parties are in favour of greater investment in rail. There's a budget of £38 billion for the next control period of Network Rail. On the other hand, there's real problems about whether they can spend that money efficiently, whether they're investing in the right sort of projects, whether they can cope with the overcrowding of the network and so on.
In the short term, get the best off your existing systems you possibly can as you then start to bleed in the new capacity, whether that be conventional rail capacity or high-speed rail capacity. But you have to get the best off your existing systems first.
The trick of this is going to be using all that deep expertise that's within the rail industry and then blending that with lots of new ideas, lots of fresh thinking as well around technology, around sustainability, really to make the most of the investment that's going to go in.
It's about learning from other sectors too, because this is not just about innovation in the rail sector. Actually, as I say, it's what we can learn from kind of defence and aerospace.
You look at major programmes around the world, whether they're in the water space, the major infrastructure space. There's a lot of learning that can be taken and brought into this country to help the major client organisations to deliver these big programmes, these big infrastructure projects more efficiently and more effectively.
What we have is a split within Britain between poor connectivity in the north, which affects economic output, and a very overcrowded south. So yes, we need to rebalance north and south, and that means projects like High Speed 2.
If you think about a 40-mile radius around Manchester, you're encapsulating all of Liverpool, Sheffield, Leeds. Like exactly the same commuter number as London.
I think there's a realisation amongst politicians that they have to do more for the north.
From a northern perspective, we need that connectivity with London to bring the benefits to the north, to increase the ability for businesses to access our economic centre.
Devolution on taking decisions about service levels, service patterns, customer service makes sense, but it shouldn't be at the expense of losing economies of scale.
But by working closely with London, who have done this before, and tying together our two economies to build the most from both of those economies, I think we can achieve a much bigger whole. But without HS3, you'll have an uneven spread of economic growth across the north.
Railways are still big infrastructure programmes that cost a lot of money.
Some of that doesn't have to be from the public purse, because there are new models around community rail lines, such as in Devon, where they're looking to open up a line from Plymouth to Tavistock, reopen that line using a different kind of model, a community rail model, working with a house builder.
I don't think it requires a change in the model. I think it requires every part of the model itself to change its operating efficiency and its capital efficiency very significantly. Ultimately, if one were to be able to be really successful, it means delivering the same capital outputs for, let's say, half the cost of today. It also means delivering the actual day-to-day operating railway for, let's say, half the cost of today, and then ploughing back some of that money into better value for money for the passengers.
If fares become too expensive, people don't travel.
The fares issue has become as contentious as fuel price rises. I don't think that this government will dare to put up fares beyond the rate of inflation for all its 5 years in office.
Modern technology must take the forefront, which means a change in attitudes.
What's required is kind of improved decision support systems for not just the actual operators, but also for the passengers, so the passenger can make better choices in terms of when to travel and how to travel, and it's particularly at times of disruption.
We can come up with new and better ways of doing things that means we have fewer people needed to be out on the ground. So we can actually overcome some of this long-term skills shortage by using innovation and improved use of technology.
For me, the digital railway, it's as much about people and kind of learning and development of the workforce as it is about the actual technology.
There's an enormous amount of skills to be trained, and of course, as we saw on Crossrail, some of the challenges are using local labour and local skills and apprenticeships.
Crossrail as a whole has brought through, I think, over 400 apprentices, and also its Tunnelling and Underground Construction Academy, TUCA. But we need to extend that, and there are lots of targeted programmes to make sure that we do start capturing these skills and making engineering an appealing place to be.
There's a need to train and develop new people, attract new people into the industry, recognising this is a 20, 30-year programme. So it's not just people now, but we need to be training and developing the people for the future and encouraging young people who are taking GCSE degree choices now to come into this sector.
Aside from targeting schools and getting people interested in STEM subjects, is then bringing on the long-term unemployed people through training packages, and also addressing areas of the workforce that we don't traditionally recruit from.
We need to get more women coming into engineering and really promoting the fact that everybody can have very fulfilling careers in this sector.
Focus on that 50% of the population that doesn't at the moment really see engineering as the career for them.
This is a hugely exciting industry. We build great stuff. We build stuff that really matters and changes people's lives.
It's a very interesting time, very exciting time for rail.